Once upon a time, there was a cow, a story that will make you ask, what is my cow? Introduction. If I ask you, what is the most dangerous thing in a person's life? Poverty, failure, or bad luck? I used to think the answer was money, until I finished reading a very thin book. A book that only tells the story of a cow. It sounds strange. How could a cow change the lives of millions of people around the world? But what sent shivers down my spine was, after closing the book, I realized perhaps I myself am raising a cow. And maybe you are too. Let's go back many years, to a small village nestled among barren mountains, where there is a story that seems like a fairy tale, but reflects the lives of all of us. Chapter 1. The Poor Family and the Only Cow. In that village, there was a family notoriously poor. They lived in a dilapidated house. Sometimes they went hungry, sometimes they had enough to eat. No land, no money, no stable job. But strangely enough, they still managed to survive. There was only one reason. They owned a cow. Every day, the cow gave them a few liters of milk, a little to drink, a little to sell. The money they earned was just enough to survive. Not rich, not starving, just enough to live. And that's when I suddenly realized, how many of us are living like that too? Having a job that pays the bills, having a salary that's enough to get by each month, having a life stable enough not to change. Chapter 2. A shocking decision. One day, a wise man led his student through a village. He told his student about the poor family. That night, before leaving, he suddenly gave an order. Take the cow down into the ravine. The student was stunned. He thought he had misheard. It was their only possession. Without the cow, what would that family live on? But in the end, he still did as he was told. The cow disappeared into the night. Its bleating echoed through the mountains. Then silence. The student carried a feeling of guilt for many years. He always believed he had ruined an entire family. Chapter 3. The Truth After Many Years. Several years later, unable to bear the torment any longer, the student decided to return. He thought perhaps the place was now just a pile of rubble. But when he arrived, he was stunned. The old house was gone. In its place, a spacious house, a lush garden, livestock filling the yard, children laughing and talking. That family had become quite well off. He couldn't believe his eyes. Finally, he asked, "What happened?" The homeowner smiled. "Once upon a time, we only had one cow. The day the cow died, we thought everything was over. But on that very day, we were forced to learn how to farm, forced to work, forced to innovate, forced to change. If the cow were still alive, perhaps today, we would still be poor." At this point, I have to pause for a few seconds, because I understand the cow has never been just an animal. Chapter 4. What is a cow really? The cow. It is everything that makes us feel safe, but keeps us stuck in one place. Maybe it's a job you don't love, but you still don't dare quit. Maybe it's a toxic relationship, but you're afraid of being alone. Maybe it's the familiar phrase, "I'm not good enough. I don't have capital. I'm not young anymore. I'll start next year." Every excuse is a cow. It doesn't kill you, but it prevents you never truly living your life to the fullest. Chapter 5. We fear change more than fear failure. What bothers me most isn't the loss of the cow, but the human reaction. We always think that what we have is the safest choice, even though it makes us tired, even though it takes away our dreams, even though every morning when we wake up, we no longer feel excited, because the brain prefers familiarity. It fears change. But paradoxically, it is the most painful turning points that often open the biggest doors. Chapter 6. Everyone has at least one cow. After finishing the book, I asked myself, what is my cow? Is it procrastination? Is it the fear of failure? Or is it always waiting for the perfect moment? Then I realized no one else can take that cow down the cliff, except myself. Life won't change until you dare to let go of what's holding you back. The end. There's a quote I really like. Sometimes the best things happen to you, starting with something that seems bad. The poor family in the story didn't get rich by luck. They got rich because they had no other choice but to change. Perhaps that's also the biggest lesson of the book. Life doesn't hold us back with chains, but with comfort zones, habits, excuses, and fears. If today you feel stuck, try asking yourself one question. What is my cow? Because the moment you dare to let go of it, perhaps a completely new life is waiting for you on the other side. Who knows? Years later, when you look back, you'll realize that the hardest decision today is actually the greatest gift life has ever given you. And perhaps the cow isn't what you need to hold on to, but what you need the courage to let go of. Please subscribe to the channel to listen to great books every day. Thank you.